Hello everybody, can you hear me? Hello everybody, welcome to round 7 coverage of the British GT Championship from Brands Hatch. We're live now at is it live? Is it 6? It's round 6 everyone, I'm sorry about that. We are live now from warm-up here at Brands. Chris Hoy has just taken the Nissan GT R out on track to start the warm-up session. And we will be showing live streaming all day here from the garage, as well as commentary of the race. So if you've got any questions for us, anything you'd like to know, you can either comment here on YouTube, or you can tweet us at NISMO.TV or at NISMO Global with your questions and comments, and we'll try to answer them all day. So that is it for now. We're just doing a quick test here of all our systems, and we hope to see you later for the race. NISMO is pushed out onto the pit lane. We have about 40 minutes, about 30 minutes until the race actually starts proper. So the pit lane is about to open here. The car's just been pushed out on the jacks. You'll notice it's tireless, but that's because they're still in the tyre ovens. The noise you can hear behind me is the Bentley just warming up to the other side of the pit wall, to the other side of the pit garage. And Chris Hoy and Jan Mardenborough are just finishing their final preparations for the race. So thank you very much for joining us here live on Nismo TV, the only place that you can see live British GT coverage this weekend. And that's Chris Hoy there on camera, as you can see him. He's just he's got his helmet all suited and booted, and he is getting ready for his stint aboard the number 80. He is starting the race. Here in British GT, it is the slower of the two drivers that has to start the race from qualifying. The AM-nominated driver. Chris Hoy is our AM-nominated driver, and our Pro-nominated driver is Jan Mardenborough. It's pretty amazing, really, to think that Jan 2 years ago here was our AM driver. It just shows how his career has just come on so well since then that he is now our Pro driver. And for those with good memory, that Jan Mardenborough's first career victory came here at the wheel of that very car 2 years ago in this championship, where he beat the Aston Martin of Darren Turner to the victory by the finest of margins ever seen in the championship. It was something like 0.02 of a second. For any of you here that read dailysportscar.com, which I'd highly recommend, there's a great article on there talking about that race and shows the photo finish, which shows just how close they were at the finish. It was a fantastic race, and so hopefully we will be able to repeat some of that success this afternoon. We had a challenging qualifying yesterday, I think is probably the best way to put it. We qualified 16th on the grid, so it should be a bit of a race from there, but Jan and Chris are very pumped this morning and ready and looking forward to the challenge. This is actually the first time we've ever done this coverage, so I hope you enjoy it. If there's any questions, please tweet us at Nismo TV or at Nismo_global with any questions that you have for me or for any of the drivers with the hashtag AskBilly, and I will be sure to put those questions, if I can't answer them myself, to whoever can. We'll be having interviews later with Jan and Chris once he gets out of the car, and hopefully also get a few words from other members of the team during the race proceedings. For now though, the car is sitting on the apron. We're just waiting for its tyres to come out of the tyre warmers and those to go on. Chris is just climbing aboard. I think you can just see the car in the background and getting ready for his stint. The pit stop itself, in British GT, you have a mandatory pit stop of 115 seconds where the car has to be stationary for that whole time. If you go under that, you get a pretty hefty drive-through penalty. But on top of that is a success ballast replacement here in British GT. Rather than having a success ballast where your car gets heavier if you do well, here you have a longer pit stop if you did well in the last race. So if you finish first, your pit stop at the next race is extended by 20 seconds. If you finish second, it's 15 seconds. And if you finish third, it's 10 seconds. So after the last round at Spa, where Chris Hoy and another GT Academy winner, Wolfgang Wright, took a fantastic second place finish, their pit stop will have to be 15 seconds longer today to compensate for that result last time out. So we will have to be stationary on pit lane for 130 seconds. Thankfully the Bentley next door has turned its engine off, so I can now hear myself think and speak. And we're just waiting for activity to get going. So if you've got any questions, please do let us know, as I said, on Twitter at Nismo Global or at Nismo TV. Also feel free to comment in the YouTube box to the right of the live feed on YouTube. I really hope to get some questions in and hear your comments and feedback. So thanks for here on Nismo TV live from Brands Hatch. It's very much the quiet before the storm really at the moment here. The pit lane is not open yet, so the cars are allowed to be pushed onto the apron but cannot yet proceed onto the circuit. And so we're just waiting now for that to happen, where all the cars, as I said, are being pushed out and prepared. The tyres will imminently appear from the tyre ovens and be put on the car, but here you can use tyre ovens, so you can heat the tyres up before you put them on the car to give a performance advantage at the beginning of the race. And we're just waiting to see when the pit lane opens, which I think is what that siren in the background just said. Hello to Michael Malik. I see he's joining us live on YouTube. It is a new haircut, yes. It was very recent. Thank you for the comment, Michael. Should be a very interesting race today. At the moment it is dry, however, over the last half an hour or so, the weather has started to close in. It is quite black up ahead, up above us. There are quite a lot of grey clouds in the area, so you never know, we might get some rain, which would make proceedings really interesting. Obviously, last time we were here it rained, and that was partly what contributed to Jan's friend win, so I don't think we would be too worried if it did rain, given our last experience here. So if you are joining us, thank you very much for joining us, and this is the first time we've actually ever done this, so please let us know your thoughts and comments. This is a bit of a sort of work in progress, a bit of an experiment, commentating live over the camera, so let us know what you think. I hope you can hear me all right. Do let me know if you can't. That might be a problem on our end. So thank you very much for joining us, and do let us know your questions and your feedback, again at Nismo Global or at Nismo TV with the hashtag AskBilly, and I will try and answer your questions. Thank you very much to @Alan Halls on Twitter for his question, @Alan B Halls, sorry. Do RJN have public open days? That's a very good question. I just asked Liz Neville from RJN, and the answer is officially open days, no, but if you're ever in the area, pop along, say hello, and they'd be more than happy to say hi and to talk to you and to show you around. So if you're in the area, go and say hi. She's actually on camera now. You can see Liz there in the foreground. So do pop along and say hi. So the pit lane is about to open, as I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but tyre guns are going all up and down the pit lane as final preparations are made for the cars to go out. The pit lane is open. The GT-R has just hit the deck. That noise in the background is the Bentley, and now you can just hear Godzilla firing up. So Chris Hoy is just leaving the pit lane now and taking the car out on firstly a reconnaissance lap out to the grid. He might actually come back in again. Sometimes if the pit lane is open for a while, he can actually do a lap, trundle through the pit lane and get another one in if he wants to, which gives him 2 laps of experience on the track and in the conditions rather than just the one. So often they do that. You can see just there in the background, our garage is right next to one of the doors onto the pit straight, so all the teams are going out there now to prepare to welcome their cars to the grid, and then there will be a short grid walk session, and then we will be racing. It's 2 hours here today. In British GT, you either have a single 2-hour race on a Sunday, or sometimes 2 1-hour races, whereas here this weekend it is a 1 2-hour race, if that makes sense. So that's the form. We had warm-up this morning. Everything went well. Chris drove the whole of warm-up to give him more time in the car. Was pretty happy with it. Was right up there with his qualifying, and got to give him some good experience on fresh tyres and good race experience for the day. And the car performed absolutely fine. No problems this morning. Touch wood. So hopefully that will continue into this afternoon. So as some of you may know, last time out at Spa-Francorchamps, Sir Chris Hoy, who was partnered by Wolfgang Wright that weekend, achieved his first podium in British GT. It was an absolutely fantastic result for him and the team, finishing in 2nd place at what is probably one of the most famous and challenging circuits in the world. And we have a little highlights video that I'm going to show you now of the 2nd place for him and Wolfgang Wright at Spa a couple of weeks ago.
First podium, and what a place to do it. You know, it's such a special venue, this, and it was such a tense wait as well to sit there and have to watch Wolfie, who was doing so well. He was leading the race from pretty much the first lap. He got into the lead.
It was his first time at Spa, so to get on the podium is just it would be a dream. You know, you wouldn't think it possible.
When I heard it through the headphones, "This is your last lap," I just thought, don't cock it up. You know, you're thinking, and then that moment, that thought pops in your head, and you think, don't think about that, just focus on the basics, just do what you know you have to do. So it was just about keeping doing the same thing I've done all weekend, and just try and drive cleanly and smoothly.
He enjoyed it as much as gold medals apparently, so yeah, you can't say more than that, can you?
It's different to cycling. In cycling, you know, it's 100% your effort that's won the race, whereas this is a whole team effort. You know, literally all the guys getting the team ready, getting the car ready. Wolfie, who pretty much delivered the car in a winning position for me. It's a feeling of this is, you know, we're accepting this on behalf of the team.
Yeah, it was an amazing day. All the team did a really great job. I to push hard at the start, and that's what I did. I led the car to Chris in first position, and he managed to keep the car up there at the front really well, because it was a lot of pressure. and I mean, amazing race from him, from the team. The car was really good. Perfect. A perfect weekend.
You know, you need a bit of luck. We've had a lot of luck going against. I think it's the first time I've actually had luck on my side in motorsport. So, and particularly after the bump I had at Goodwood, which shoot my confidence a little bit. It's just great to have something positive to talk about when we're talking about 4 wheels instead of 2.
So that was Chris Hoy's first ever podium here in British GT with Wolfgang Reichel as partner. It really is incredible to think that both of them are only in their second full season of motorsports ever. Obviously Wolfgang Reichel being the 2012 winner of the Nissan GT Academy, the European Nissan GT Academy. And Chris Hoy's first season last year of racing was in Radicals. And decided he fancied a bigger challenge this year, and so stepped up to British GT. And I mean, it's just really is fantastic to see such great success so early on in the program and so early on in both of their careers. Hopefully that will continue this weekend. Have another very similar result with another GT Academy graduate, Jan Mardenborough. Jan himself, I mean, what a summer he's had. We're going to talk about been racing in GP3, where he's had an overall race win, and he's been at Goodwood, and he's been on GT Academy and Le Mans. It's been an incredible few months for him. A guy who, lest we forget, is in his third ever season of motorsport. So it's fantastic to see these GT Academy guys coming along so quickly. I mean, again, Wolfgang was our pro at Spa and led his stint. He started third, he was into first by I think it was the end of the second lap, and he led the stint. So this is a guy who 18 months ago had never driven a racing car, leading what is an extremely competitive GT field at Spa-Francorchamps. So what a season they're having. Let's hope it continues. So as you can see behind me, the garage is empty. I am alone in the garage as everyone has headed out to the pit lane for the final preparations for the race. The siren that you can hear in the background, I don't know if you can hear that on here, is telling us that it's only a couple of minutes to go till the start now, and so that they really need to start clearing the grid. Also, I'll show you a photo of the other camera we have online here, which is me. Hello, nice to see you all. I hope you like my Murray Walker-esque 1980s microphone. I think the only reason I have to hold it this close is so you can hear me over the noise of the cars. So I will be here for the whole race, commentating and getting some interviews and reading your tweets, and we'd love to hear from you. So please do tweet in. That's the garage again. As you can see in the background, all the pit crew are starting to reappear from the pit lane. And in just a minute the garage will be full again as everyone awaits the start. I was saying a minute ago about Jan Mardenborough and the summer he's had, and most recently, if any of you caught it, Jan has been made a fully fledged member of the British Racing Drivers Club, which is a fantastic honour and privilege for him, and a real recognition of the hard work and fantastic results he's achieving. So I'm just going to show you now a little video that we made about him receiving that, about how pleased he was that he was made a full BRDC member just a couple of weeks ago.
Years ago when we started the academy, the motorsport establishment thought that we were crazy. So to have Jan become a BRDC member, which is really the establishment of British motorsport but also world motorsport, is incredible.
All the greats have always been part of this club. It's an acceptance that you've done a very good job in your racing career, and for Jan it's a very short racing career as well, so that makes it probably that much more special.
I think I'm one of the fastest members to get full membership of the BRDC, and I think that is all down to Nissan and the racing that they've been putting me in. When you walk through the door, you know you're entering something special. You see all the members and all the BRDC members here having food with other famous racing drivers, and then to see all the trophies and all the names on the trophies, it's incredible. It certainly gives me a lot of confidence that what Nissan and what I'm doing is correct. We're on the right path and it's getting recognised.
It's proving that this project works. It's going from gamer to being a successful racing driver.
And he has entered the BRDC purely on being a successful racing driver who has achieved a lot of things in racing at Le Mans, probably more importantly this year in his third year of racing, winning a GP3 race in Hockenheim, which is, we know, the third ladder towards Formula One. I think the race win definitely rattled a couple of cages. I think they'd seen that a driver that had come from the gaming world was actually able to beat them in a proper international race.
Jan's journey for GT Academy for his motorsport career started at Silverstone, and now being part of the BRDC that has its home at Silverstone is really a full circle in terms of a story.
To have the full BRDC membership is again another accolade that is down to GT Academy and Nissan. It shows that we're on the right path to showing the world that there is another route into motorsport.
So that was Jan Mardenborough receiving his, talking about receiving his BRDC membership that came through earlier this week. As you can see behind me, the pit garage is starting to fill back up again as everyone returns from an extremely short grid walk. Actually, I think by the time they got there, it was time to come back again. But anyway, also in the background you see Jan is on pit lane, just keeping an eye on what's going on, so you can see the start. Bob Neville has just walked in and sat down. Team principal, he's just walked in. Oh, actually no, he's now behind me to my left. And the pit crew are starting to return, waiting the start of the race, and hopefully the garage will remain empty for the whole race. That's anyway, that's the plan, apart from obviously the one pit stop that we have to do to refuel and change drivers. So, without trying to sound repetitive, if you do have any questions, do remember to tweet in or to comment on the YouTube comment box to the right of the feed. Also, we've got a Facebook page. If you don't follow us on Facebook, please do. We are NISMO TV on Facebook. There's also some great stuff up there, including so I believe the highlights of the live Super GT coverage that we showed for the first time this morning on NISMO TV. And I can now hear behind me the cars are setting up on their warm-up lap. They've just left the grid now, so we will have probably just the one warm-up lap, and then we will have the green flag. So we're just about to start here. That's Louis in the background there, our prime photographer. Give him a wave, Louis. Thank you. There you go, Jan Mardenborough, ladies and gentlemen, there dancing his way around Nismo TV's live stream. Give him a wave, Jan. Do you want to come and have a word? He's going to come and have a word with us. Hello, Jan.
Hi.
Sorry, you've got to get really close to the microphone. It's like an old-fashioned Murray Walker-esque 1980s microphone.
I see. How are you?
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. I'm looking forward to the race.
Yeah. So, how do you think? What are our chances for today? How do you think it's going to pan out?
I think to get a podium would be pretty tough unless like we have lots of safety cars or we're really lucky with when we change tyres. But I'd like to get in the top. I'd be happy if we were in the top 6.
I think that would be a really good result, actually. That would be a... So we start... Is it 16th or 15th? I can't remember now.
16th.
It is 16th. And we were just talking a minute ago about your summer and about your acceptance into the BRDC. How do you feel about that?
That's pretty cool. Something which I never thought I'd ever get into, really, even with the Rising Star thing that I've got. But to get full membership is amazing. You rub shoulders with all these amazing drivers, and that's the start.
That's the start behind us. I hope you can still hear us. It's a bit loud, and we're off. Just saw Chris Hoy go past, flash past. Unfortunately, we don't actually have a live TV screen in here, so it's gone very quiet. Hopefully, the ambulance is which follows everyone around on the first lap. Most of the team have now sprinted out the back of the garage, because here at Brands, if you run across the road to the other side of the paddock, you can obviously see the cars heading up towards the Grand Prix loop. And we are on the full Grand Prix circuit here, which is a really cool circuit. Jan, you've driven the GP circuit and the Indy circuit. How much better is the GP circuit?
The GP circuit is really, really good. Lots of fast corners, and the Indy circuit, yeah, after about 20 laps, you get a little bit, not bored, but you know where you're going all the time. Whereas the GP circuit keeps you really excited, and it's really, really fast and quite dangerous with no runoff. And in these cars, I think up in the fastest point we get up to 154 miles an hour before braking for turn 5. So yeah, it's really good fun.
And you obviously took your first professional win here back in 2012 in the damp in one of these very cars. Do you remember much about that race, or it was all a bit of a blur?
That race was great. So 2 years ago, me and Alex Buncombe got our first win in British GT here, and yeah, but it's weird because the car that we're using today is actually chassis number 1, which is the same chassis we used in 2012. We just loaded up update kits, so it's pretty cool to be back in the car again, and yeah, going well.
So that's the end of lap 1, and everyone's just flashing past the timing screens. Chris is still in 18th position. He's just gone past now, so it's a good first lap from Chris. A good solid, always good to get through the opening few corners, especially here at Brands. It's extremely tight and quite fast down Paddock Hill, so it's very easy to lose it. But we are up to 12th already. Chris has already 4 cars, so hopefully on this average by lap 4 will be leading. So he's got a fantastic pace here. What a brilliant opening lap. So Jan, you were saying, what's it like to tell us about that race briefly. Tell us a little bit about that.
So in 2012, Alex Buncombe started the race. It's a 2-hour race, and Alex will start, and I got in the car second to run to the flag. And towards the end of the race, basically I was holding off the BMW, and then I think like 5 laps to go, and Aston Martin was rapidly catching the BMW, and the team were sort of telling me, and I couldn't see this Aston, and it caught the BMW, passed the BMW, and it was on to me. And yeah, we crossed the finish line, 22 thousandths of a second between us, so like that much. And yeah, it was pretty exciting.
It wasn't just any Aston Martin driver, was it? It was factory Aston Martin driver Darren Turner, if I remember correctly, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it's pretty cool to sort of hold off a driver like that with that status. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. We just finished lap 2. Chris is still in 12th. He's just what was his last lap? Very interesting. He's just updating now. He's 11th. What a fantastic couple of laps he's having. He's already up to 11th. His last lap was his last sector. No, I lie. Sorry, his last lap was a 1:32.6. I mean, the leaders are in the low 130s, but obviously he's been overtaking this lap, so you always expect that to be a little bit A fantastic first opening few laps for Chris, and in a brilliant position before he hands over to Jan in about 50 minutes time. There is a minimum stint length here of 50 minutes to do. Sorry about that. I think we lost you there for a minute, but we're back. It's gone again. It's gone very quiet. Jan has just stepped off to keep an eye on how Chris is doing, but he will pop back later for another chat. A fantastic opening few laps, really. The leaders are just coming through now. We got leading. It is extremely tight at the front. Aston leads. Porsche leads other Aston. Leads BMW. Chris has just flashed through our screens now. A good gap ahead of the nearest car behind him, and holding 11th place well. So it's already good. Already gained 5 positions off the start. If you have any questions for Jan, do tweet them in to us, or at NISMO Global, or at NISMO TV, and I will put them to him as soon as he's got a moment. I did see one question, I'm very sorry, I can't remember who it's from now, who said what is Jan's favourite car that he's driven. So I will definitely ask that when he comes back in a minute's time. Already a few problems. There's already 2 cars have already passed down. It's just really good that Chris has kept it so clean in the first opening laps. As I said here, you know, it's a 2-hour race. It's not a sprint. It is an endurance race. And Brands Hatch is a very fast, very tight and twisty circuit. So it's good that he's kept it so clean so early on. So the leaders have just flashed past again. Chris is about to come across the line. I'll tell you when he goes past the garage. That was him just there. With a train of cars chasing him down, but pressing on well. That last lap for Chris was a fastest final sector from him so far in the race, and that last lap was a 1:31.3, which is a very solid lap time. So this is Chris's first visit to most of these circuits. He has actually driven at Brands before in Radicals when he was racing Radicals last year, but that was actually on the Indy circuit. So how is he learning all these tracks so quickly? It's an extremely steep learning curve and a very competitive field against a whole host of drivers who have driven these circuits many, many times. So he's actually been using the PlayStation to learn some of these circuits, and I'm just going to play for you now a video, a little VT, about how Chris has been using his PlayStation to learn some of this, and the driving simulators to learn some of the circuits he races on.
We're here at Silverstone in the simulator, preparing for the next round of British GT, which is at Brands Hatch on the GP circuit, and I've raced the Indy circuit but not the full circuit. The simulator has been essential really, because enough
So we're back here live at Brands Hatch for round 6 of the 2014 British GT Championship. Chris Hoy is currently in number 80 Nissan GT R NISMO GT3, and he's currently holding 11th place in the race after starting 16th, so he made up 4 places in the first lap and then got past another car in the second lap. And next to us, the United Autosports Audi has just pitted in the next door garage, already having issues there. Shows how it's just very important for the first. We're only 10 minutes into the race here. It's extremely important to keep your nose at least at the beginning, which Chris has done fantastically well. The leaders have just flashed by again, and Chris last time by was chasing down the number 1 Aston Martin of the Beechstein Aston Martin, which was the championship winner last year, so a fantastic place to be chasing him down. So the United Autosports Audi is fired up and returns to the race after losing a lap. And the team manager of car 23 has been asked to go to race control. Don't worry, I know that would usually be us, but we're not 23 in this race, we're number 80. So all is pretty calm here at the moment in the garage. It's only 10 minutes in, so a good 40 minutes or so until our scheduled pit stop. Chris is driving very well and the car's going well, so it's pretty calm here right now. Not much to report. There's no drama in the opening laps, which is good, which is really strong. It's always nice to have a clean beginning to the race, let everyone sort of settle into their rhythm. That last time by, Chris did his fastest lap of the race, a 1:31.0, which is a very competitive lap time. Right up there with faster than everyone from third down, actually. So that was there from Chris. They're just about to cross the line for the 6th time, I believe, going on to the 7th lap of the race. That was him just past there. Back up into 11th now. He dropped to 12th, but he's now back up to... Oh no, I'm lying. I'm sorry about that. He's actually just slipped down a little bit to 14th. He was in a huge battle with about 4 other cars. That was the huge gaggle that you heard go past, and he has just slipped down to 14th place. Oh, there's a spin. There's a spinner behind us. One of our team has just popped out to see who that is. I do hope it's not us. I will go and check, and I will report back in just a second. So after checking with the team, it turns out Chris is fine. The car's still going okay. We just dropped down to 15th place after a bit of a tap from another car. Led another few through, but we're still in 15th place. There's a very long way to go, an hour and 43 minutes to be precise. He's okay, the car's okay, and still going around well. Last time through he did a 1 minute 31, which is a solid time, exactly the same time as the leaders. Just been told by Liz Neville that the spin that I heard in the background was actually Andrew Howard in one of the Aston Martins, who was ahead of Chris a couple of laps ago, but has fallen down to 17th place, which fortunately so it wasn't us, which is good. Chris still holding 16th place, just chasing down one of the Jones brothers in the McLaren. Last time through he did a 1:31, I think. 1:34, a slightly slow lap round that time for Chris, but he is being slightly held up by the McLaren. So let's hope he can clear the McLaren quickly and carry on his pursuit of the others. So we're now about 25 minutes in here in the British GT race here from Brands Hatch, round 6 of the 2014 British GT Championship. Last time round, Chris did a 1:31 lap, which is a lot faster than some of the cars ahead of him. So we're chasing down the cars in 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th, who are all slower that time round. So Chris is driving extremely well here. Hopefully once he catches them, he'll be able to put some pressure on and get some places back again. If you do have any questions for us, or for any of the drivers, or for the team, or any questions that you like about Nissan NISMO and about the British GT Championship, please do tweet us. Use the hashtag AskBilly and tweet us at either NISMO Global or NISMO TV. Or leave a comment on our YouTube page where you're watching this broadcast. Leave a comment to the right and we'd be more than happy to answer some of your questions. So we're 17 laps here in the books at Brands Hatch. Chris Hoy in the number 80 Nissan GT R NISMO GT3, currently holding down 16th place in the race. We've still got an hour and 34 minutes to go. We're probably about 25 to 30 minutes stops where Chris will hand over to Jan Mardenborough, our pro, who's also our 2011 now, wow, 2011 Nissan GT Academy winner. Quite amazing, as we were talking to Jan earlier, he was here just 2 years ago as our AM driver. It's fantastic to have him back in the car as our pro. And if you missed his interview earlier, he will be back on later to have a chat with us. But he was saying how this is actually chassis number 1 that they're racing here this weekend, the exact same car in which he won in 2000 in the damp here when he was showing with Al Buncombe, who can't be here this weekend because he's down in Australia testing for V8 supercars. So it's great to see our NISMO guys go all around the world at the moment. Also, if you missed it earlier, we had for the first time ever live streaming with fantastic commentary provided by Radio Le Mans of the Super GT Championship out in Japan. So we really have had a really busy NISMO day of racing. Eat, sleep, race, repeat. So for those who missed it earlier, we're going to show you again the highlights of the last round of the British GT at Spa-Francorchamps, where Chris Hoy, joined by Wolfgang Wright, took his first podium ever in British GT. It was a fantastic event, it was a fantastic race, and the car performed brilliantly, as did Chris and Wolfie. So here now are some highlights of that weekend.
First podium, and what a place to do it. You know, it's such a special venue this, and it was such a tense wait as well to sit there and have to watch Wolfie, who was doing so well. He was leading the race from pretty much the first lap. He got into the lead.
It was his first time at Spa, so to get on the podium is just it would be a dream. You know, you wouldn't think it possible.
When I heard it through the headphones, "This is your last lap," I just thought, don't cock it up. You know, you're thinking, and then that moment, that thought pops in your head, you think, don't think about that, just focus on the basics, just do what you know you have to do. So it was just about keeping doing the same thing I've done all weekend, and just try and drive cleanly and smoothly.
He enjoyed it as much as winning one of his gold medals, apparently, so yeah, you can't say more than that, can you?
It's different to cycling. In cycling, you know, it's 100% your effort. It's a whole team effort, you know, literally all the guys getting the team ready, getting the car ready. Wolfie, who pretty much delivered the car in a winning position for me. It's a feeling of this is, you know, we're accepting this on behalf of the team.
Yeah, it was an amazing day. All the team did a really great job. I've been told to push hard at the start, and that's what I did. I led the car to Chris in first position, and he managed to keep the car up there at the front really well, because it was a lot of pressure. And I mean, amazing race from him, from the team. The car was really good. Perfect. A perfect weekend.
You know, you need a bit of luck. We've had a lot of luck going against us this year. I think it's the first time I've actually had luck on my side in motorsport. So, and particularly after the bump I had at Goodwood, which shoot my confidence a little bit. It's just great to have something positive to talk about when we're talking about four wheels instead of two.
So we're back here in the pit garage live from round 6 of the British GT Championship from Brands Hatch. Chris Hoy is currently in the car, waiting to take over from him is Jan Mardenborough, who has just gone back to the truck behind us to get all suited and booted. Chris is currently holding 17th in the race. He's just actually about to go past any second. There he goes. If you heard that, that was Chris going past. Chasing down ahead of him the Aston Martin, I think, number 17 Aston Martin, which he's hopefully gonna catch and pass. A good start here from Chris, so up to 12th place, but then with a little bit of contact with another car, so him lose a few positions. But he's recovered, and we are now holding 17th and pushing on to move back up the order. And also, of course, we haven't unleashed Jan Mardenborough yet, so we'll be very interesting to see what he can do when he gets in the car in about 20 minutes' time. The AM driver, which is Chris Hoy in our case, has to do a minimum time of 55 minutes in the car, and then when he stops, there is a minimum pit stop time in British GT of 115 seconds, and then because of the second place that we got last time out at Spa, there'll be an extra 15-second hold as a success penalty, if you will. For a lot of series have success ballast. In British GT, what they do is increase pit stop length for first, second, and third place cars from the round before. So our pit stop time will be 130 seconds, which feels like an age for the drivers when they used to go around here so quickly. 130 seconds at Brands Hatch is actually well over a lap. A lap here is about 90 seconds, about a minute and a half. So 130 second hold is closer to it's a lap and a half, which is a really long time, but everyone has to do it, so it makes it fair. It also makes it safer because there's nobody rushing to do their seatbelts up and maybe missing a belt buckle or something because of the mandatory pit stop time. So behind me on the garage cam, you can see head of RJ and Bob Neville just standing, looking at the screens, keeping on how Chris is doing. And it's pretty calm in here at the moment. As I said, we've got quite a lot of time yet until our guys have to get ready for the stop. So all is calm in the garage at the moment. What's so good about the position of our garage cam is you will be able to see live the full pit stop, which will be happening in about 20 minutes time. After that, we'll be able to get a few words from Chris Hoy once he's finished his debrief on his stint, and as well as some reaction from other members of the crew. So please do stick with us here on YouTube on Nismo TV. We'd love to hear your questions. We'd love to hear from you. If there is anything that you would like to ask us or any questions that you'd like to answer, please don't hesitate to ask. If I don't know the answer, then I will put it to another member of the team. And so that's either on the YouTube comments section to the right of the stream, or on Twitter at Nismo TV, or at Nismo Global with the hashtag AskBilly, and we'll see if I can get an answer for you. If you want to come up with a really challenging question about British GT, please do, because I haven't been beaten yet, so I'd love the challenge to see if I can find out the answer for you. So please do let us know if you have any questions. Interestingly, the number one beach scene Aston Martin just pitted from ahead of Chris, so Chris will obviously gain a place on his next time by. It's quite early for a pit stop. We're only 1 hour and 23 minutes to go, so we're only 37 minutes in, so that is a little bit early for a pit stop, unless it is a problem or a drive-through. So they might have issues down there with the number one. Chris gains another place as a result of their misfortune, and he carries on the order. And the safety car is out here at Brands Hatch. The safety car is out. That will help Chris close up the gap to the cars in front. It would be interesting to see if anybody can take this opportunity to pit, but I believe it is actually too early in the pit window to be able to pit and change driver. We're just waiting to see for what reason the safety car is out. I'm not sure who has gone off. As soon as I find out, I will of course let you know. Just watching the cars stream by now to see if we can notice somebody missing or somebody tumble down the order. It's not Chris. Chris has just driven past now. That was him in the background. If you can hear the circuit. So it wasn't Chris Hoy. We are just waiting to see who has gone off and what the problem was. As soon as I know, I will let you know. Interestingly, the number one Aston Martin is back on circuit, but it has dropped quite a few laps down on the order. So I've just heard that the reason for the safety car is that a car has beached itself in the gravel at the last corner, which didn't look like a big one, but fortunately, but yes, once it's stuck there, that is not a safe place to be. So it was definitely the right call to put out the safety car so that car can be recovered. The safety car here, interestingly, is a Nissan GT R of all cars. I'm sure you all heard about that, which the GT R is a Nissan GT body on a Nissan GT R running gear, which is a pretty amazing piece of kit. If you haven't seen it, do check it out on YouTube. There's loads of videos and of tests of it on there. It is a pretty amazing piece of kit. So the GT R safety car is out. It gives Chris a chance to catch up to the back of the train. Jan has just walked into the garage behind me as he is preparing to get ready for his stop. I'll check with him when he thinks it's going to be. Hang on. Jan reckons it's about 9 minutes to the stop. 9 minutes. That would be exactly 50 minutes. And that would be the minimum amount of time that Chris drives. So Jan is just getting suited and booted and ready to go out and do his thing. So as I was saying a minute ago, unfortunately for, well, everyone, the safety car is 10 minutes too early for pit stops. But it will mean the teams have to obviously frantically recalculate fuel mileage, fuel consumption, tyre wear, all those things that will now have to be recalculated as the fuel usage is obviously a lot lower whilst the safety car is out. We also it completely cancels out any potential advantage that the leader had. They field as grouped right back up again. It shows in these long races that at the beginning all you really need all your aim should be is to stay right on the lead lap and to stay in touch with the leaders, because in races like this, a long race at a challenging second like Brands, there is more often than not a safety car which bunches the field right back up again. So Chris is in a great position in 15th place, right on the back of the train with everybody else. He's kept it brilliantly clean. Another thing to take into account is if the safety car is still out during the pit stops, any disadvantage that you may have due to a longer stop time, which we have to take a 15-minute penalty for our second place at Spa, is reduced. It reduces the impact of that 15 seconds, which would again be a benefit for us. So an hour and 17 minutes to go. That's 43 minutes gone, and one of the BMWs has just driven past me in the pit lane looking remarkably gravel spattered, so I'm guessing that was the car that was beached at the entrance to at the last corner just before the entrance to pit lane. And yes, Chris is up to 15th now, as he's obviously gained a position. Just getting the word that the safety car will be in this lap, so the safety car is not out long enough to come in and stop. By the time they get back round again, there will be about 4 laps to go, which is probably 3 laps until he's allowed to stop for a driver change. And it's going to be very crowded because everybody's in the same position. Oh, and interestingly, there's a crawling car on in the safety car train, so Chris has just been instructed to move past the trundling car. It's starting to get a bit busy in here as everyone prepares for the stop. Jan has just disappeared to get his final suited and booted, and is ready to jump into the car. So the BMW that went off into the gravel pitted for tyres and has rejoined the circuit. He obviously won't have been able to change drivers due to the fact that his driver hasn't done 50 minutes, so he'll still have to do his mandatory 115-second stop. But the safety car is in now, and we are green again. And the safety car the safety car drives down pit lane to release the train of cars from behind it. Chris is going past now. Just there, chasing down the Bentley ahead of him. And we're racing once more. There's another safety car. That's just it. Literally, the Duke had time to drive through the pits and straight back out the other side. The safety car's back out again. Safety car literally gone straight back out. I don't know why. I'll see if I can find out. But this will mean that we'll be able to stop under safety car conditions, because there's 4 minutes now. 4 minutes to go until the 4 minutes to go until the pit window opens. So a lap here under racing conditions is about 90 seconds. So it's going to be well over 2 minutes when the safety car is out due to the slower speed. So we will definitely be pitting under safety car conditions, which is great because that dramatically reduces the impact of the 15-second hold for the second place last time out. So Jan is about to get ready and is going to be unleashed onto what is a pretty good circuit for him, as we know. So this could be pretty exciting, folks. That's 3 minutes to the stop now. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go, I think, until the window opens. So I reckon probably, well, he can't come in the time after. It's going to be extremely tight. It could actually depend on where you are in the safety car queue. So it's going to be very tight. Not sure what the second safety car is for. I'll see if I can find out, and I will come back to you. So please just hang on a sec, and I'll see if I can work it out. Oh, just before I do that, Jan has just walked past me. There he is, just getting ready for his stint in the car. Actually, I believe if I go onto the other camera on the screen, hello, if I angle that down, you can see there that Jan is suited and booted and ready to go in his overalls, ready to do his stint. He, as I said, will be getting in the car in a couple of minutes' time. I won't go and talk to him now because I think he'll probably be a bit preoccupied. So we have had a car in for stopping. That was one of the BMWs just drove past. That seems a bit early to me, unless they got a problem. Yes, it's still 2.5 minutes till the pit window opens, so they must have an issue. I'll just turn the screen away from them again, leave them time to get ready. As you can see, I don't know if you saw before, I have a 1970s horse racing microphone to talk to you all today. It looks like I'm about to talk at Newbury on the 315, but it does cancel out the noise broadcast in the background. So I will just pop you back onto the webcam of the garage so you can see that perfect whole position view of the pit stop when it takes place. Like in quite a few of the Duke's covers now, there's a limit on how many people can work on the time, so that's why you don't see four jump I don't think that's back on the Ferraris that ran to hold the car that Chris was told to move past in the last safety car queue because it was trundling along, so it's showed intelligence. That's why it's straight back out. I think we might stop this time by. It will have a minute and a half, just under half till the pit stop will open. So we'll see. It's a mandatory pit stop time of 115 seconds, and on top of that, we have to stop for a further 15 seconds as a result of the victory last time out. I just had a comment from Cal Sonic. Thank you very much for joining in. How wide is the pit garage? It's a good question. Here, not very wide at all. There's room for the car in the middle, and there's probably what happen is they will fuel it, then tyres and driver change, and then they will hold for the amount of time until the car is allowed to go back out. We're very tight here. As I said, the pit garages are only maybe maximum 10 feet wide, so it can get extremely crowded when everyone pits at the same time. And Chris Hoy is in. he's had to go further down the pit lane because of the fact that the Bentley is still in the garage next to us, so he's had to carry on down the pit lane a bit. They've just wheeled it back again. I'm sure that's what you can see on screen. That noise in the background is the Bentley now leaving the pit stop, but as it door is closed, and off he goes. There he goes. A good stop there from the guys, and he's back into the race after his 130-second pit stop time. Let's see where he goes now. No, let's see how he can do. Nope, just hopefully we have a chance. He's just debriefing with his engineer about, with his mentor about how the stint went. As soon as he's finished, there he is. As soon as he's finished debriefing, I'll see if we can get a word with him. So I'll stick you back on to the garage cam, and I will just step away for a minute, and I will see if we can just get a word with Chris Hoy. Team means that he's actually gained 4 places already. So, oh, and would you know it, that time round, put a purple in the speed trap in sector 1. That means that's the fastest anyone's been through there all day, and so he's going great guns already. So watch out, everyone ahead of him, because Jan Mardenborough is coming. Chris just now talking, I think you can probably see in the background, to Bob Nepp about the stint. I promise you we will get a word with him when he's finished debriefing, but it's going to be that he sums up how the stint went for the team, and then we'll get a word with him here live on NISMO TV. Amber him for a word here on NISMO TV, so sorry about the slight delay, but he is coming, I do promise. Very sorry I lost you there again. As you can see in the background, some rain tyres have just been pushed into the garage. Hopefully won't need them, but may as well keep them here just in case, because it is pretty grey up above Brands Hatch, and there is 50 minutes to go, so you never know, but let's keep having us crossed for a dry race. So, and this is the quicker of the two drivers. So Jan is really on a charge, pushing to get into the top 10, and then who knows where after that.
You know, it costs a lot of money to run it. You know, you need a massive team of people. That's the biggest thing I've learned this year, is that just to run the GT3 car, there's about 22 people that turn up at the races. So the simulator, therefore, is your main tool for learning a circuit. Yeah, I've been using PS3 for a while. I've got a little steering wheel and pedal box, and it's, you know, it's not a full simulator, but in terms of the actual graphics and, you know, the detail of racetracks, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. And, you know, a simulator, you get the proper strong feedback from the steering wheel and the pedals, but the actual visuals aren't that different to Gran Turismo. It's incredible, and yeah, it's certainly useful for me too, because it saves me driving into Silverstone to the simulator. I can just do it in my house upstairs in the attic. And it's a strange feeling. I remember going to Rockingham this year for the first time, and although I'd never stepped foot on that track before, I knew which way it went, and you kind of recognise it when you come in, and it's really helpful. You know what gears the corners are going to be in, you know the braking points. It just massively fast tracks that whole process of learning a circuit. Great to meet Kazunori-san, and you know, he's a bit of a legend really. He's the godfather of Gran Turismo, and I've seen him in magazines and videos, but to see him in the flesh, it was a big honour. And yeah, it's amazing the kind of aura that he has around him. He's yeah, a pretty cool guy. We're here at Silverstone in the simulator, preparing for the next round of British GT, which is at Brands. Focus and let's get it over the line.
Yeah. And what's it like to drive around this circuit in the GTR? It's a very famous circuit, the GP circuit, a lot better than the Indy circuit. What's it like in the GTR?
Oh, it's great. It's a fast circuit. There's absolutely no room for error on this circuit. There's no runoff. There's no kind of nice safety nets to catch you. If you put a wheel in the grass at speed, you're going to be in the gravel. So you have to be accurate, you have to be really precise with your inputs, and if you do that, it's a really rewarding circuit. There's lots of changes in gradient. Paddock Hill Bend is very famous. You know, Hawthorns is a really fast, ballsy right-hand corner, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
GT-R, it was great to get such a fresh reaction from him. He's obviously pretty pleased. He was a bit disappointed with the mistakes he made, as he said, which shows just how much of a true professional he is. And yeah, he's just so much enjoying being part of the championship. So long may it continue. So I've already shown you the highlights package of that win. But his teammate, who we were just talking about, Jan Mardenborough, has in the last few weeks been accepted as a BRDC for a fully fledged BRDC member, which is a fantastic privilege, and shows just how we can get a few more.
Well, I think McLaren in a strange way was holding him up, and I'm not sure whether it's no one ahead of him is lapping slower, so I doubt it unless someone has trouble, but you never know.
I suppose it just shows how competitive this series is now. I mean, you've been competing in British GT for a number of years. How has the series grown and progressed in the last 4 or 5 years?
Well, I haven't done that much British GT. We did it in way back, 05, and but we did it in 12, of course, with the GT R GT3 NISMO, and we almost won it. But this year it's definitely tougher. Yeah.
Yes. And next race for you is Donington. What are you expecting there? The car goes pretty well at Donington, right?
Yeah, I think the car will be better at Donington than it is here, actually. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob, thank you very much for doing this. I'm sure you've got an extremely high demand, so it was great to hear from him here on Nismo TV. But yes, so the McLaren that Jan had passed just actually pitted, so obviously it's had a slight problem, but we'll see. Hopefully Jan can crack the top 10. He's, what was his last lap round? A 129 flat, which is pretty much what everyone around him is doing. It's extremely close. With the balance of performance, they've got it extremely close between all the cars and drivers. So you never know. We've still got how long? We've still got half an hour to go, just over half an hour to go. So let's hope that he can catch and pass one of the cars ahead of him and make it into the top 10. If you've got any more questions for us, please don't hesitate to ask. Either leave your comments in the YouTube box on the right of the screen, or tweet us at Nismo TV, at Nismo_global with your questions. I just had to step away there for a quick refuel myself and get a cup of tea, but 25 minutes to go here at Brands Hatch. It's been a pretty quiet race, actually. It's been a very clean race, only 2 safety cars. The first one, a small spin, and someone was trapped in the gravel at the final turn. And then the second one, which was actually straight after the first one, was simply for a car breaking down during the safety car, which can often happen because they run so hot and so close to maximum temperature that as soon as they slow down, all the air that moves through these cars to cool them is no longer moving through it because you're going so much slower. So there is often overheating issues in the safety cars, periods. But Jan Mardenborough has taken over from Chris Hoy after a good solid first stint from Chris. Jan is now in the car and running in 11th place, chasing down don't think we'll be getting any weather to interrupt the event, which is good. So just under 20 minutes to go now, just 17 and a half minutes to go here from Brands Hatch. Jan is still in 11th place. He's struggling a little bit at the moment. He's still doing solid lap times, but he is being caught by the 12th place Ferrari. It was a shame about the 15-second penalty at the pit stop for the second place last time out, because if we hadn't had that, we'd have been a lot further up the queue. But you know, those are the rules we race by, and you know, it was good in a way, silver lining due to the success we had last time out. But yeah, he's struggling a little bit at the moment, so I think tyre wear will really start to become a factor now. He is starting to stem the loss to the Ferrari behind him, and we've probably got about 10 or 11 laps to go. Almost exactly 10 laps to go. So it's a bit of a quiet point in the race, and we've been talking a lot about the win last time out. It's already showed you the video at the beginning of the broadcast, but it's for those who have just joined us. Here again are the highlights from Spa-Francorchamps, the first podium for Sir Chris Hoy in the Nissan GT R.
First for the podium, and what a place to do it. You know, it's such a special venue, this, and it was such a tense wait as well to sit there and have to watch Wolfie, who was doing so well. He was leading the race from pretty much the first lap. He got into the lead.
It was his first time at Spa, so to get on the podium is just it would be a dream. You know, you wouldn't think it possible.
When I heard it through the headphones, "This is your last lap," I just thought, don't cock it up. You know, you're thinking, and then that moment, that thought pops in your head, you think, don't think about that, just focus on the basics, just do what you know you have to do. So it was just about keeping doing the same thing I've done all weekend, and just try and drive cleanly and smoothly.
He enjoyed one of his gold medals, apparently, so yeah, you can't say more than that, can you?
It's different to cycling. In cycling, you know, it's your 100% your effort that's won the race, whereas this is a whole team effort. You know, literally all the guys getting the team ready, getting the car ready. Wolfie, who pretty much delivered the car in a winning position for me. It's a feeling of this is, you know, we're accepting this on behalf of the team.
Yeah, it was an amazing day. All the team did a really great job. I've been told to push hard at the start, and that's what I did. I led the car to Chris in first position, and he managed to keep the car up there at the front really well, because it was a lot of pressure. And I mean, amazing race from him, from the team. The car was really good. Perfect. A perfect weekend.
You know, you need a bit of luck. We've had a lot of luck going against us this year. I think it's the first time I've actually had luck on my side in motorsport. So, and particularly after the bump I had at Goodwood, which shoot my confidence a little bit. It's just great to have something positive to talk about when we're talking about four wheels instead of two.
It's been a quiet race, if we're honest. It's been very clean and very few incidents. A couple of races here in the past have been known to have quite a few safety cars and quite a few big shunts, but today everyone very much seems to have behaved themselves. thank you very much for joining us for this broadcast. As we said to you at the beginning, this really is a bit of a toe in the wall, water exercise for us. It's the first time we've ever done this at British GT. Bit of an experiment, and we'd like to do it again, but we need your help with that. We need your feedback, what you liked and what you thought worked, and what you'd like to see next time out. We'd love to bring you a live stream of the race, but that's unfortunately not possible, so we're doing the next best thing. But if you guys have got any questions for us, we are still here on Twitter. We're still at NISMO Global and at NISMO TV. Feel free to tweet in and ask us anything you like. And also, if you've got any feedback, any comments, anything you'd like to maybe to hear about next time out, we will try and get that to you. So we'd love to be at Snetterton at the final round to see how Chris gets on there, and fingers crossed that we'll also that this will be a repeated thing. Well, Jan has done extremely well there. He's not only stopped the Ferrari from catching, it actually started pulling away from the Ferrari again. So the Ferrari must have used up its tyres in the pursuit. Jan is now almost seconds clear of the Ferrari. So it's pretty safe now in 11th place. It's still a great result given the car started 16th. That's still a 5-place gain over the race distance. So it's been a very solid result. The car's gone well. We think the next time out at Donington, as Bob Neville was saying earlier, will probably suit the car a little more. It's quite a twisty technical track here at Brands, and Donington should more suit the strengths of the GTR.
Jan is still, interestingly, Jan is, Jan's in 11th, but the number 63 car, which was leading for, well, an hour and 50 minutes, has had to pit for an unknown reason. I'm guessing a puncture. I couldn't, no, there's no mention about a, a penalty, so it must have been a puncture or a problem with the car. So Jan has now only a couple of seconds behind him, so you never know. We could yet get the top 10 position. That's really tough luck for the leader, though. They were right at the front for the whole stint, really were, and to have a problem so late on is pretty tough luck. But Jan has also staved off the attack from the Ferrari still. The Ferrari's only 0.4 of a second behind Jan now, but Jan has done pretty well at defending so far, so let's hope that can continue. Not sure where exactly the leader is, so he's probably on his last lap now. Chris Hoy there, as you can see, stood dead centre of screen watching what's going on. Hardly left the garage apart from to have all of the interviews as various TV and radio crews clamour to get a word with him. Really does take this extremely seriously indeed. And the progress has been fantastic, as we saw with the podium last time out. And when interviewing earlier, he is now targeting a race win. That is his next step. He's achieved step 1 of competing. He's achieved step 2 of a podium. He's now got his eyes fully fixed on a race win, which is a fantastically high ambition to have in this category, because it is an extremely competitive series. So we have 10 seconds to go on the clock. So next time by will be the checkered flag for the leader, which is the number 31, which I believe is a Porsche. And Jan still fighting off the attentions of the number 3 Ferrari, which last time by the gap was again back down to 4/10. So Jan really has done a fantastic job here of keeping that Ferrari at bay for so long.
So that brings to an end our coverage of the British GT here on NISMO TV. Thank you very much for joining us all the way through the race. Do let us know your comments and your feedback about how